What is going on, Fan Clan? Happy Tuesday. My name is Danny Phantump. I hope you guys had a really good weekend. I hope your Pokemon journey is going well. Crown Zenith is inching closer and closer. I cannot wait for Crown Zenith. It's going to have so many good artworks, but we're not going to talk about Crown Zenith today. We are going to talk about Elite Trainer boxes. We did a couple videos a couple weeks ago going over sealed booster packs and adding those pieces to your collection because there are so many different areas of Pokemon that you can kind of focus on and something that you might really want to enjoy but didn't necessarily know that you should collect those or know that you wanted to collect them. So we're going to talk about Elite Trainer boxes today because there's a lot of them from Sword and Shield that are still relatively cheaply priced. So if you don't have these in your collection, might be a good time to look at them. A lot of people do a really good job. So we've got displays back here of just different Elite Trainer boxes. As you can see, a lot of people display Elite Trainer boxes. I personally don't put them in cases, but a lot of people like to put them in protective cases. A lot of them focus on acrylic cases. One thing that you can do is you can just get something as simple as this. So this is like a cereal container. I just picked one of these up from Target. So go to your local Target. These are $10 a piece. And you can, an Elite Trainer box fits in here perfectly. I've seen people kind of pull out the lid and maybe paint it or do a different design to it, whatever the case may be, so that way it flows better with whatever artwork is in here, but this will protect your cellophane from dust, from tears, and things like that. So this is one, if you haven't thought about this, this is made by, like I said, it's sold at Target. It's made by Bright Room. It's just located in like their canister aisle by the food storage and things like that. Like I said, $10 to protect your ETB is definitely something that you could do. You can also just have this one with the Champions Path Elite Trainer box. We'll just give this away. So if you want this, just leave a comment down below. That way the random comment picker can do its thing. Come back next Thursday to see if you won, and we'll just do it that way. You don't have to worry about subscribing or liking. Just leave a comment so that way the comment picker can do its thing. With that being said, I'm going to flip you guys around. We can talk about Sword and Shield Elite Trainer boxes. Lots of different artworks. We're just going to focus on one of each set because there are a lot of different sets that came out in Sword and Shield, but I want to go over the market so you can kind of get an idea. Elite Trainer box is a very popular area of Pokemon collecting when it comes to sealed items, and some of these starting to get a little bit more expensive, but some of them still relatively cheap, and Pokemon did a good job of reprinting a lot of the ones that got super expensive, like Darkness Ablaze and like Vivid Voltage. A good job of printing those so that way they stayed relatively cheap. The first one is Sword and Shield. So there's two different variants for this one. There's a red one featuring the Zacian, and then a blue one featuring the Zamazenta. We're just looking at the red one right now. You can see a one-year low on this one in January of 2022. It was down to $41.08, right around MSRP, right? But it's done a really good job of growing steadily, organically since then. In November of 2022, it hit 55.35, so that was a one-year high. It backed off a little bit, sitting at 53.01 currently. The Rebel Clash is one that didn't get reprinted as much. We saw a lot of them kind of reappear at Walmart's and at Targets, but didn't get reprinted fully from the Pokemon Company, one that probably won't get reprinted fully by the Pokemon Company at this point. But Rebel Clash, one of the more expensive ones. I believe there's just the Caparaja in Rebel Clash. I don't think there's any other variants other than this one, but you can see it hit a one-year low in March of 85.45 before really starting to take off again because of availability, because of supply. It jumped up really quickly, where throughout the entirety of 2022, it just consistently rose. All the way up to 124.65. That was a one-year high. Hit that in November. Backed off a little bit, sitting at 119.37 currently. Then we had Darkness Ablaze. This one was getting very expensive. You can see exactly where the reprint happened on the graph here. 140.45 was its one-year high. Hit that in March. Was definitely trending in the upward direction. Then Pokemon was like, okay, here you go. Here's a ton. Here's an absolute ton that we're going to reprint, and it killed. Absolutely killed the market, where you can find them well below MSRP. Look at that consistency of hitting way below MSRP. So MSRP on an Elite Trainer box right around $40, going up to $45 with Scarlet and Violet. A lot of Targets already priced at $45 for some of these Sword and Shield sets, but in March dropped all the way down to $28, $29 roughly, and it stayed there the entirety of the year. You can see 28.64, a one-year low. It's at that point right now, so you can still find these extremely cheap. Champions Path, kind of all over the place, still well above the MSRP price. MSRP on this one is $50 because it is one of those specialty sets, like what we'll see with Crown Zenith, like what we saw with Pokemon Go and Shining Fates. You get 10 packs instead of 8. You also get that specialty promo card. You can see it hit a one-year high in March, 115.21, before backing off all the way down to a one-year low of 92.81. This one is probably going to be hard to find below $100 consistently. It might stay at $100. This was kind of the area where the pandemic really started playing an impact on things. Pokemon did announce an additional print run of this, got overshadowed a little bit by its additional print run of Hidden Fates that came out at the same time, so that brought down Champions Path ETBs a little bit more, but a lot of people kind of saved these. Not a whole lot that you're excited about pulling out of Champions Path outside of the Charizard, so a lot of people kind of saving these, keeping them sealed. I do expect it to stay right around that $100 price point for quite some time, maybe maturing very, very little. But you can see 101.77 is its current price point now. Vivid Voltage, you can also tell and pinpoint exactly when that reprint hit. You can see kind of an announcement in February that brought prices down closer to that $70 mark, coming off of a 101.42 one-year high. Then that reprint hit in March, the same time as Darkness Ablaze, same time as Shining Fates, and just destroyed the price point. It dropped way down, close to that $30 mark. It stayed really close to that point. 33.71 was a one-year low, which it hit basically in July before spiking up a little bit and then going back down, and now it's come back a little bit, sitting at 37.86 currently, still below that MSRP price point. Shining Fates, we're going to talk about Shining Fates in a couple days here, but really starting to kind of come around a little bit, maybe, but ultimately still just completely over-released again. Pokemon was like, hey guys, no scalping happening on this one. We are going to print this thing to the moon. You can see again where that reprint hit. 78.38 was a one-year high, which it hit in February. That reprint announcement came, and then that reprint came in March, dropped everything down to MSRP, and then dropped well below MSRP. 41.06 is a one-year low that it hit in June of 2022 before edging back up a little bit, staying consistently around that $45 mark until November, and now it's gone back a little bit, sitting right around MSRP currently at 51.78. And we've got the Battle Styles ETB here. There's a couple different variants of this one. There's a red one, there's a blue one, each featuring different Urshifus. Started trending up a little bit, started getting a little bit better, but Battle Styles ultimately not the most popular Sword and Shield set for a lot of people. You can see it did jump up to 37.51. That was in August of 2022 before backing up, getting closer to that one-year low, which it hit in January of 31.69. Currently sitting at 32.47, but still well below MSRP for that booster box. For that ETB. Same thing with the Chilling Rain Elite Trainer boxes. There's two different variants of this one as well. There's a blue one and a purple one, each featuring the different versions of Calyrex. You can see at one point in time this jumped above MSRP. It was 46.53. That was in March. Not necessarily a reprint that really impacted these, but more of a kind of a redistribution a little bit. There was still some available. It ended up impacting the market quite a bit. It dropped down to 33.68 as a one-year low. That was in June before jumping up, getting closer to that MSRP level. Now it's kind of leveled off a little bit, sitting at 35.77 currently. Then we've got the Evolving Skies ones. We talked about this last week. Evolving Skies, this might just be a situation where you kind of have to get them now before they get too expensive because they're continuing to rise in price. Evolving Skies, I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot of reprints when it comes to Evolving Skies. If there is, I think it's going to be more in the lines of booster boxes than it is those ancillary products. But you can see it hitting a one-year high of 69.01 in August before that reprint hit. Took everything down to MSRP, very close to it, where it hit 43.64, and now it's just taken off since then. Very close to a one-year high again, sitting at 68.21. There are two different versions of this, each one featuring 4 different evolutions. Then we've got the Celebrations Elite Trainer box, which we just talked about a couple days ago regarding Celebrations. You can see just very consistent growth on this one. This one's starting to get a little bit expensive as well. Probably will hit $100 or close to $100 at some point in 2023. 79.93 was its one-year high, which it hit just a couple weeks ago. It's backed off a little bit, sitting at 77.86, but still way above its one-year low of 58.05, which it hit back in January of 2022. Then we've got Fusion Strike Elite Trainer boxes. This one started going up a little bit, got very close to that MSRP point, hit $40.76 in August, and then dropped all the way down to a one-year low. Elite Trainer boxes, some of them, like Fusion Strike, still orderable, still available at a lot of distribution channels, so LGSs, places like that, will probably still have stock and have the ability to order stock of them. So until that dries up, you're not going to see meteoric rises for any of these Elite Trainer boxes. This one dropped all the way down to 28.35 as a one-year low. It's gone up a little bit, sitting at 33.43 currently. And we've got the Brilliant Stars ETBs. This one did have a very large reprint, partially because booster boxes got so expensive, although that booster box reprint that we had was so insignificant, very, very small, didn't do anything to the market whatsoever. This one, not too long after release, did hit 55.37. We saw a reprint hit, and then brought it down below MSRP, stayed consistently, then more kind of hit the market, dropped it down to 32.82 basically as a 1-year low. That's where it's sitting right now. And then we're going to look at a couple ETB pluses. I didn't put in here Astral Radiance, Lost Origin, or Silver Tempest because those can still be found for right around $30. They were selling for $25 on Black Friday, so definitely some deals out there to kind of add to your ETB collection. But these are ETB pluses that kind of came out a little bit unique of an item, more of a premium collection item that Pokemon threw out there. There's a Zacian one and a Zamazenta one. We're going to look at both of them here. You can see this Zacian one here in specific did hit $70.53. I believe MSRP on these is $60, a little bit more expensive even. You do get that golden black Zacian that comes with this. $70.53 in January before jumping up, coming back a little bit, and then jumping up again to a 1-year high of $80.12. Now it's backed off a little bit, still in between its 1-year high and 1-year low, sitting at $75.67. The cheaper one, the Zamazenta one, definitely trending in the downward direction. So if you haven't gotten these yet, maybe it's something you want to add to your collection. Hitting $77.88 as a 1-year high. That was in March before starting to trend downward. You can see it stayed a little consistent from April up until August before dropping even further. It's sitting at $68.86 currently. That's a 1-year low for the specific item. And then, like I said, there's a few more sets that you could still look at that are selling well below MSRP, but kind of a unique feature, maybe something that you want to add to your collection as like a display piece. Like I said, if you want to win this one, just leave a comment down below. We'll announce that winner next Thursday in next Thursday's video, but definitely a cool piece, and some of them still relatively cheap. You can go all the way back to Sword and Shield base to get some of those for close to MSRP. Maybe you skip Rebel Clash, maybe you wait on a few of them that are a little bit more expensive, try and find those better deals on those, but maybe start stocking up on some of them that are selling for $25, $30, because I do think it's kind of a cool piece to kind of show off in your collection room if that's something that interests you. But I wanted to throw that out there so you can see where the market is headed on some of these. We'll see what looks like Elite Trainer boxes in the future with Scarlet and Violet. Obviously, there's Pokemon Center exclusive ones that you can kind of collect as well. Those are really cool because only Pokemon releases those. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. Leave a like and a comment if you like the content. Subscribe. Don't feel obligated to if you didn't like the content. Regardless, I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I will be back tomorrow with another video, or in 2 days with another, soon with another video. Until then, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.